Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Kylie. Kylie is from New Orleans in the USA. So let's see what Kylie has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
What's going on, friendo? How are you?
Hello Kylie, I'm very well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks. I'm just making sure I'm all set up here for you.
Yes, I
Thank
can
you
see
for
you.
having me.
The pleasure is all mine.
Oh, I don't believe it. The pleasure's all mine. Let's see. It's late for you.
Yeah, so now here is 8:30 p.m.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I was from Southern California, so for me to London was always much further.
Yes, when I have interviews with guests from California, it's always a bit complicated because it's very early there. Here it's kind of evening, so I mean not complicated, but we need to think like properly to get to the right time.
Oh yeah, and as an acting coach, I've got clients in Saudi Arabia, Australia, and I'm just going, okay, it's 4 a.m. for you. I'm always doing the conversion in my head, so yeah.
So Kylie, tell me where you're from.
Originally, I was born in Bozeman, Montana, and then quickly moved to Southern California. And then I was in Southern California for 38 years, 20 of them being in Los Angeles. And then during the pandemic, as we know, the rules changed. Everything went virtual, and I realized that I didn't have to live in Los Angeles anymore. And I bought a house over FaceTime while I was in my cabin in Montana. And now I live in a suburb of New Orleans, Louisiana.
I see. And how long have you been living there for?
I moved here in November of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pushing into my third anniversary.
And you're planning to stay there for a long while?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I thought that I was going to buy an investment property because I couldn't afford anything in LA. I mean, forget it. Like $2 million, $3 million for a home. This was within my budget. So I said, okay, I'm going to buy an investment property. I could live in it for 2 years. And then if I don't like it, I'll leave. I'm a lifer. I like to say that Los Angeles is LA and Louisiana, the abbreviation for the state, is also LA. So I traded one LA for another and I'm good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I believe you're an actor as well. So tell me a little bit about your career.
Oh, the acting career. I like to say if you can find anything else that you like just as much, do that. Do that, because acting is very volatile. You may have a great run, you may have some wonderful jobs that pop up, and then a dry spell.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't get work. And so it gets a little scary. There's just no solidarity no financial security, so to speak. However, I'm a lifer. I've tried to leave the industry so many times, and I just haven't found anything that excites me or enlivens me that I'm passionate about as much. So there are times where I can have really good meals and go on vacations, and there are times where I'm eating 99-cent ramen and just cutting back on the finances.
I see. And as you mentioned as well that you do acting coach as well. So you have some clients around the world.
Yes, and I fell into coaching a very strange story. The studio that I was with in Los Angeles, I was actually going through a very rough breakup with a partner of 5 years. And so I was just in this space of being very volatile, and I was leaning into it instead of trying to cover it up anyway, long story, even longer, is the head of the studio. It was his birthday. We all went out as a class to celebrate his birthday. and he heard me talking to a classmate of mine about what I was going through. And the next day I got a phone call saying, hey, everything you were saying is exactly what we teach. Would you consider coaching for the studio?
Wow.
And that was about 10 plus years ago, and the rest is history. I just never considered myself a teacher, never thought I would do that. It wasn't my line of work. I am an actor, so I'm used to getting direction as opposed to giving direction. And it just made so much sense. And I love it. I love working with actors. Ultimately, I would love to get to a place where I could do it all for free, where no one has to pay me, and it's all pro bono because actors don't make a lot of money. You know, so I would like to be able to offer support, guidance, suggestions without anyone needing to give me a cent. That would be amazing.
All right. Right. So through the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career, about your life, and your point of views as well. Okay.
Bring it.
Amazing. Kylie, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yes, thank you.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. Okay, flow from the fun questions. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Love it.
Let's do it. Okay, Kylie, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? Right, first question for you is, which movie had a big influence on you?
That's an easy one. The reason I am an actor today is because of Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton, Gina Davis, and of course, Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder played a character named Lydia Dietz, and she was so dark and twisty. And I know you wouldn't know it from looking at me now, but I was goth in high school. So she just connected to me. I also love Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, the movie that came out, I think, in '88. So anything that's a bit macabre, a bit dark, things like that, that movie, Beetlejuice, set me on my path of, I want to do that. I want to do this.
And why did you feel like connect with the movie that, light up this desire of being an actor?
It's interesting. I think that's a really interesting question. I think mostly because I finally was able to see something out there that mirrored for me something that I felt in here that I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable or accepted in expressing in the real world. You know, one is minding their P's and Q's, being kind to everyone else. And there are certain things that you just don't get to express. And for me, I'm just like, she's wearing dark black clothing, she's just really morbid. And that was me, I'm very kind and sweet, but I also am just like, so, but that wasn't something that would be celebrated. So it was cool to see that,
All right. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, next question for you is, what's a negative thing that happened to you that came out as a positive thing in the end?
Oh, there's so many when we get to our older years. I had a dog. Well, oddly enough, Mr. Johnny Cash. He was a wonderful pit bull, and he passed away. He had a terrible accident, and it really shattered me, broke me quite a bit. And through that process, it taught me about how much I can show up for someone else, some being other than myself. And it took me out of my egoic mind in a way where I just felt that I never want to have an experience again where I can't be there, because I wasn't there for him. When he had this accident, I wasn't there. So it just gave me a bit more feeling of wanting to be available, present, being present. I mean, this is a brand new day, and this is the only new day today that we'll ever get, and we get another one tomorrow, hopefully. And this thing goes by really fast, this thing called life.
You always been a dog lover? Always been?
Oh, always. I love all creatures. My big thing is when it rains, snails will crawl on the sidewalks, and I will be watching the sidewalks and taking all the snails and putting them back into the garden, because the sound of crunching a snail is the worst sound in the world. It is so sad. I live in a swamp in Louisiana, and I get these little millipedes that come into the house, and I pick them up on a little envelope, throw them outside. I just don't like killing anything.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Next question. Let's do it. For the next one, tell me, what's the biggest joy of acting? What's the biggest passion about it when you are there acting, when you're expressing yourself, when you are living your true self? What's the feeling?
What I find through the craft and the artistry of acting is that I discover more about myself through reading words of brilliant writers, playing characters that may not align with who I think I am, until I embody that world. And then I realize, oh, here I am judging this person, and realizing that, oh, that is a possibility for me. That would maybe drive me to this moment. I may not be proud of it, yet I think that we as human beings have a lot of infinite potential. And so to say, this is right, this is wrong, I think looking at context, and also owning one's embarrassment, failure, actions, owning it, not excusing it, but owning it, and going, oh, there is that potential there. So that to me is the most exciting thing about the artistry, discovering what else is there within myself, or validating those really good things that I'm just like, yay, that's in me. And also going, oh, that's also in me, and I may need to check this or work on this,
Interesting. Next question is, who is a celebrity you admire and why?
Oh, there's so many celebrities. I really admire in the work currently Florence Pugh. She was in Midsummer. She's done a huge breadth of work. I think that she's really wonderful. Angelina Jolie for her work as working in the United Nations, just being an advocate for humanity that doesn't necessarily look like her or have her privilege or her background or her religious beliefs. I think that that's really beautiful. Oh my goodness, so many. I think that I'll end there, because I'll go down the rabbit hole and you'll never get through this interview.
Amazing. Next question, Kylie. Let's do it. Next question is, what is your favorite holiday season of the year?
Halloween. I love Halloween. I know you probably have viewers in other countries and things. So Halloween in America is just a day of chaos and fun and make believe. And it's just, you know, as an artist, as an actor, to be able to dress up and do all that stuff, it's so fun. It's so fun.
I'll tell you something now. I'm originally from Brazil, and I remember, growing up, Halloween was kind of, celebration starting out. We start kind of, celebrate Halloween more and more. And when I moved to Portugal as well, there was some Halloween as well. People like celebrating. When I got to London as well, I could see, parties happening everywhere. But a few years ago, 2016, I was working for Disney Cruise Line, for Disney Worlds. And actually, I was on the ship when Halloween was Halloween night.
Yeah.
Oh my God! When people, came to dinner, yes, like for dinner, all with their costumes and everything, I felt like, oh my God, that's Halloween. That's now I understand how big Halloween is in the US. Now I understand, because literally, from the youngest child to the elderly person, everyone was spectacular, like dress up. It was more than like 4,000 people on the ship. So you have an idea how I was like, oh my God.
Yes, Halloween in the UK, I think in the last maybe 15, 20 years, because Halloween wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
And then people started to realize, oh, this is kind of a holiday that people celebrate. And now it's huge. It's great.
It is. It's tell me one of do you always dress up Halloween time or not?
I used to Halloween in America, at least I think it's everywhere, on this date, October 31st.
Yeah.
I would start planning for Halloween next year, November 1st.
Wow.
I was like, all right, 365 days till the next Halloween. What am I doing? Right. Now that I'm older, I'm 40 now. Halloween is kind of a thing, kind of not a thing. It's more of a season for me. I like doing the Halloween, like haunted mazes and things like that. But going out on Halloween night, I kind of just leave that alone now. Maybe watch a scary movie, call it a day. Yeah.
Next one, let's do it. Next question for you is, what keeps you up at night?
My insomnia. Yeah, so I have a neurodivergent brain, so I will be very tired at certain points, but sometimes my brain just starts ticking, and so I could be thinking about a song lyric, right? And it'll just like replay, and it won't even be the whole song. It would be lovely if it was the whole song. It's like one word or one little sentence over and over and over again. Also, when I know that I'm not sleeping, I realize I'm not sleeping and I get super agitated. And so it even is worse. And a more deep thing is pretty much everything that I'm seeing in the world at the moment. People who are not able to accept diversity and be kind to others. We don't have to like it, yet we're all people. Like, I may not like, squid, so I don't have to eat squid. People may not like pasta, so they don't have to eat pasta, right? I just think that we can all be coexisting with our preferences and also accept that other people are having their, I was a counselor with the Trevor Project for a while, which is an LGBTQIA plus community dealing with suicide prevention. And I was on the hotlines for over 5 years. And we had a saying that was, don't yuck my yum. If you like it, that's great. If I like it, that's great. But don't yuck my yum. Just let everyone be who they are. If you're not hurting anyone, it's okay. So that definitely keeps me up.
Yes, I think, the word sometimes with some news that we hear or we see on TV or social media, sometimes you go like, My goodness, this is really happening nowadays. Do you know what I mean? It's sometimes you go like, wow, it's yeah, you just question yourself, like, am I in the right, place? Am I in the right, state of mind? Am I seeing right? Is something wrong? Am I, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get to that point with some news that you see around, sadly.
Yes, and especially you mentioned social media. We have so much more access right now. So a lot of the things that we are receiving, it's a lot of feeling, not a lot of fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's uh, we have news in America, but it's not news. It's commentary. It's not journalism. It's opinion.
Yeah.
No one's reporting facts and then letting me discern what's going on. These news anchors are not journalists. They're giving opinion, and they're basically spoon feeding us what we should think. And so anyway, yeah, we have so much more information now. So I think ever more so, we have to be so careful. We have to be so careful.
Yeah.
Do the research. People are not reading anymore.
Yeah.
People are not reading news articles. They're just watching.
That's the thing. I think the information nowadays, it's so much information come the right time that you don't have time to catch up. Everything comes, as you said, we don't read properly. We don't go into it like in a mindset of learning, understanding. It's just like it comes and like, it's one of another. Like, you don't have time to understand more. It's another one coming through. It's like on and on. And that's how it becomes vague.
Yes. And our attention spans are getting so short. So to open up an article and have all this information, people just don't. And so then they would rather just get the cliff notes or the small little sound bite. And it's just not, it's not the facts, it's not the whole story. And I think that we're really losing our critical thinking skills as a human population.
Absolutely. Ready for another one, Kylie?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Next one. Before the next one, you're in LA. LA is I believe that one of the points to be for, artists, actors, singers, musicians. I think it's one of the place to be. Yeah. Now you are in a different state, Louisiana. Tell me, for you, how was the for you? It's like you still feel like you can, do your job. You can, act the way you're acting being Louisiana, or it's a big difference, or what's your understanding about it?
Well, it's a huge difference, and probably not in the way that someone would assume.
Okay.
And Los Angeles is a wonderful place. It's a wonderful place. However, I do find that most actors fly in to LA for award ceremonies. They don't live there.
Okay.
They don't live in Los Angeles. And so when I left, I was concerned about what would happen to my acting career. I did actually change agencies in the move. My manager, who manages everything right now, he's still based in Los Angeles. However, I didn't really start booking movies and shows until I left Los Angeles. My career exploded when I left.
Wow.
And so that to me was a huge and I keep talking to my friends who I'm like, and again, I love them all. They're wonderful people. And I'm just going, it just sounds like you're struggling so much. And when I left LA, I stopped struggling. And so the stress, it just all really changed. And I find that there is something to the saying Southern hospitality. I live in the South. Mm-hmm. I find that directors, casting directors, agents, managers, people in the industry are they have a different decorum. than I was used to in Los Angeles. And again, I know many people in Los Angeles, they're wonderful. And I think that people in LA, Los Angeles, are very stressed out, and it shows. And people here are, there's just a different engagement in the artistry that I find very beautiful.
All right. Next question for you is, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
Absolutely. I am not a religious person. I say thanks and gratitude. I mean, you probably saw me do this before. You know, I say thanks and gratitude before every meal. I don't know what the divine is. I think if I did know, then it would probably be time to go meet my maker. You know, I think that that's part of the interesting thing about life. But, you know, there is the mind, there is the body, and then there is the unseen essence, you know, the spirit for the semantics there. And I think that I think that we all are spiritual beings having human experiences, and we're really quite awful at being human beings. So ultimately, through this body, you know, through this thing that I am blessed to be in, this is not me, this is not who I am. And so I get to navigate the world and hopefully learn more about who I truly am. And I don't know what that is. You know, look at the cosmos. How far does it go out? I don't know. It's just a beautiful thing. And I love that curiosity. For me, that's why I said I'm not a religious person, because I find that religion tends to define something, and practices of religion, I think, are also very beautiful. I love the respect, the reverence of it all, as long as it's not harming anyone else. So for me, the spirituality side of it is, I don't know. I don't have answers. And I like that.
Yeah.
And if the divine is, then I believe that the divine can communicate to anyone directly.
In different ways. In different ways.
Yeah. Different languages, different experiences. The wind blowing through your arm hair, right? Absolutely. What a beautiful experience to feel the body, you know? Yeah.
Good. Very good. 3 questions left for you, Kylie. Let's do it.
All right.
Question is, what is your most embarrassing moment?
So my brother and a bunch of his friends, we were going to see the Blair Witch Project in the movie theaters back then. So I was 16, he was 18. Anyway, it was the middle of the day, and a group of people were sitting in like a circle on the ground. You know, we're all kids, and so people were sitting outside of this movie theater. And I thought one of them was my friend Kira. And so I got all excited to see her. So I sat on her as she was sitting down on the ground. And then everyone sounded really shocked. And I looked around and I realized that none of the people in the circle I knew. And then I looked at the person that I was sitting on, and it wasn't my friend Kira.
Oh my God.
I was 16 years old. I was mortified.
Oh my goodness.
I was so embarrassed. Because, I mean, that's quite a violation, you know, just sit on someone. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, it was, I've never forgotten it. I always double check to make sure, is that who I think it is before I say hello, right?
Oh
Lessons learned.
Oh my goodness. Now you make me go to the movie as well, because I watched the movie and I was like, oh my goodness, what's this? I could understand from you. I was like, literally through the movie, my eyes was like wide open like that, because I was literally,
Oh, it's terrifying. Yeah, because you can't quite see anything.
and
It's just,
understand. Yeah, it's quite like, I remember my hands, like wet, sweat, because I was so nervous, and like I didn't know what was happen next time. You know what I mean? Next step. So I was like, oh my
yeah.
god, what's happening there? Anyway, are you still friends with that friend or not? That you sat down it or not?
Um, uh, the person that I thought it was, no, we haven't really talked in a while. However, I did do ancestry.com, where do test your genetics, and it
Yeah.
turns out her mother is a third cousin of mine.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so her mother showed up in my lineage, and I went, oh my gosh, like we're related. So who knew? Who knew?
That's why you felt comfortable sitting on her.
Yes, well, it turns out it wasn't her. So
Yeah. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Right, before the next one, let's see. Let's pretend that you have the biggest budget in the world. So you could do a project that you could pay anyone in this movie, in this scene, this scene, to play your mother, someone to play your father, someone to play your romantic partner, yeah, and also at the same time you can pay any director, producer in the world to lead this project. Who those people be?
I'm going to start with mother. Sally Field would play my mother.
Okay.
My father, goodness gracious. Maybe we'll come back to father. Romantic interest. I mean, we're doing Chris Hemsworth all day long. Chris Hemsworth. The person to be at the helm, maybe Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
He did The Dark Knight Rises, Inception. He's an amazing director. I think that for him to lead the project would be amazing. Oh gosh, I think the father, maybe, gosh, what's his name? Jason Patric. He's in The Lost Boys. He plays Michael in The Lost Boys. I think it's Jason Patric.
Right.
James Patrick. Shoot. Michael Patrick. Anyway, he would be the guy. Sorry if you're watching this. I do know your name, and you're amazing. And yes, something Patrick.
Okay.
Something Patrick.
Cool. Next question is, if you could make up a new school subject, what that would be?
Can I have 2?
You can.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, yeah, kindness and empathy. Mm-hmm. I think that teaching about different ways of life and how to navigate different situations with someone who may not be the same as you, giving kids practical tools instead of being a mob mentality of this is what I know and this is where I come from, but actually making a course for young people to open their scope about the world, I think would be incredible. I also find it very interesting that we teach sex education, procreation education in schools, yet we do not teach death education. And so I think that for me, with the death of my grandmother, was the first time I saw death.
Wow.
No one really prepares you for that. And so to be with her for the 14 days till she took her last breath, which I was there with her for that.
Oh.
I just was flabbergasted that this isn't something that we really discuss and prepare for. And so I find that death can be very traumatizing for people when death is also quite beautiful. It's the end of a chapter. It's the end of a, you know, there's the birth and the death. And I think that we see death as something that is so terrifying when if we just had a bit more education on it, it's something that's very natural. We wouldn't have to be scared.
I like
Maybe
that.
we would live more death education.
I like that, actually. I never thought about that. And I think it makes so sense. As you say, you're never prepared for that. And if you had some knowledge or some preparation somehow, I think, you know, as you said, can be a trauma as well. I think we would be more understanding about, you know, the chapter finishing there somehow.
Yeah, we wouldn't be so terrified of it, or, you know, acting the fool in life and things like that, you know, being like, try to fit it all in because I'm gonna die and I'm so scared of that, but just going, oh, this is coming. This is coming. No one gets out of this thing alive.
That's so true.
No one does. And so let's embrace that as part of the life cycle. Death education.
Love that, actually. Imagine people watching the interview right now. You never know that can go, you know what I mean, different direction. People can think about that, and there we go. I just hope they come back to you one day. So you know what, Kylie, because of you now, we already start this new project, you know what I mean, to study that. Never know.
Who knows?
Last question, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it, last one. By the way, can you put it out accents, different accents or not?
Oh my goodness, no. I mean, I pretend that I can, but they're so terrible.
Which accent would be more comfortable doing it, or is there any English maybe?
English, I mean, I could do like some you know, maybe like, I don't even know what it would be, like Eastern European, Slavic.
Do you want to try?
Let's try it. All right.
Okay. So I'd like you to answer the last question with your best, let's say, East European accent. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Last question for you is, if you could change something or anything in yourself, what that would be and why?
I think the most thing that I would want to change is the wrinkle around eyeball. The wrinkle gets very crease in my smiles, but at the same time, you know, I earn every crease and everything is wonderful. Yet sometimes with lighting, it makes me feel much older than I feel inside. Sometimes I feel 5 years old, and this is like 75 years old.
Amazing, amazing. I love it. Oh my goodness. You literally made me believe that you know, belong to another country.
I don't even know what accent that was. I just, yeah, like I said, it's like, I'm like, it's a region. It's probably a hodgepodge of like accents. But...
And guess what? You know, I live in London, and in London you hear every day, like, you know, different accents. And literally you made me believe that you could be any other nationality, but not American, for sure.
Amazing. Thank you for that.
Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like. Don't forget to share this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Let's start with religion.
Detrimental.
Politics.
Misguided.
Love.
Loves or loss?
Love.
Sacred.
Money.
Fleeting.
Family.
Cherish.
Sex.
Exquisite.
Life.
Oh, personal.
Okay. Fear.
Untrue.
Friendship.
Cozy.
Desire.
Fire.
Ooh. Regret.
Shame.
You remember this movie, Shame? Remember that movie, Shame? I don't know if you saw it. Success.
Always.
Wish.
Cosmos.
Happiness.
Puppies.
Oh, sweet. One word for Los Angeles.
Desire.
One word for New Orleans.
Freedom.
USA.
Manifesting.
And the last one now, acting. One word.
Courage.
Courage. Okay, cool. I got it.
Courage.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet Jordan, yeah, for a coffee, yeah. And I'm going to ask Jordan, what is the most beautiful thing about Kylie and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What Jordan would say?
What would Jordan say about me, my partner? That I am a silly, fun, playful, confident, protective, passionate person.
And something that still needs to improve on, to work on, what that would be in his opinion?
Accepting help.
Good point. Good point. Okay. How's Jordan, by the way? I met him like, you know, he's next
He's
door.
good. He's over there. He's on the phone. I can hear him in the background. Yeah. We're actually moving in together right now. So.
Oh my God, amazing.
Oh
wow.
yeah, I'm gonna marry this man. He's my future husband.
When you watch his interview, when you watch his interview coming live.
Yeah, May 28th. I saw it 4 p.m. May 28th. I already looked and saw that you have it.
Wow.
Like I'm ready for it. I don't even think he knows. And I'm like, I can't wait. I'm gonna be like, yeah, he's great. Jordan's wonderful. He's the biggest gift of my life. Yeah, he's just the most incredible man. He's kind, he's caring, he's generous. Like I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed.
You know what? I had so many people, on the Magic Box, like people smiling, but his smile, it was all the way through the first question to the end. And I remember asking him, you're always this way, smiling all the time, even the
And you remember his laugh. His laugh,
yeah.
It's infectious. When he laughs, like I start crying because I'm laughing so hard with him. I don't even know what we're laughing about. I'm just laughing because he's laughing. It's amazing.
No, even the challenges he was, explained when he went through in the past and everything with the big smile on his face. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing to see someone, even though, sharing the most, let's say maybe traumatic or maybe, challenge with a big smile. That's what is incredible. And not everyone can do that. I think that's incredible. It's a gift anyway.
Yeah, he has the most courage that I know. Yeah.
Amazing. Let's play now, Kylie and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, I just spot a tattoo here in your arm. What is a phrase? What's the meaning?
Oh yes. So again, Mr. Johnny Cash, the dog that I mentioned earlier. This is a Johnny Cash lyric. It says, "The beast in me is caged by frail and fragile bars." So again, it's this way of reminding myself that we all have potential to not be the best human being. And so the beast in me is caged by frail and fragile bars. To me, is not negating that wolf is inside me. And also to make sure that I am checking that from time to time.
Amazing. You can ask me a question now, Kylie.
Yes. I was curious about this because of what you do with this. I think it's such a beautiful thing that you're doing, just interviewing people from all around the globe. What do you find or perceive to be the biggest obstacle for the human race? And is there a solution?
What a question. My goodness, my goodness. The first thing that came to my mind straight away when you ask is, I think that, when, include me, include you, all of us in the world, when we when we learn, let's say, when we learn to, open our minds the most we can, or be approachable, understanding, I think, trust me, it's going to be a different turnaround of the world, of the people, of the way people going to approach life. I think, if including myself, I think all of us, we have barriers in our, that we don't understand, that's something not, but if we go, as you said at the beginning, if you see something different or something, if you don't understand, or if it kind of bothers you, something, respect, leave on the sides, leave it, just leave it, everyone have the rights to be themselves, to express the way they are, to be their truly self. I think all of us, we have the rights, yeah? So if someone it's doing something or living in a way that they think is right, just let them, let them be. I know sometimes it can, we get confused, we get, maybe even frightened, but respect, give a step back, go a step back and go like, what? Okay, this, I can see that I don't understand there. It's not, it's not part of my words. For me, it's a bit confusing, but I can see that this person, it's living their true self. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to carry on with my life. So I think that if we, all of us, we had this mentality, or try at least to understand or to change for this new generation, you know what I mean? I think, it's, the world's going to be in a better place, because that's, I think that's the biggest, the basic. I think that's the base for anything in life. If we work on ourselves, and just be open-minded, understanding, and approachable, trust me, it's going to be a turnaround in the world. And I think, everyone includes, like, everyone is going to be in a much better place, and everyone is going to, be more understanding and be happy somehow. So yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful. Yes, it's about us as a collective. We are so diverse, and the miracle of life is in our diversity.
Yeah.
We're not all the same. We're not all the same, and that's gorgeous. How boring if we were all the same.
Absolutely.
Right? Oh,
Absolutely.
I love learning about new people. I love learning about new walks of life. We were discussing my partner. I've never been in this type of relationship before, and it's so fascinating that who knew after 40 years of life that this is exactly what I was looking for.
It's amazing. You see?
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's how it's interesting, because imagine if you block yourself, you know what I mean, not to find your happiness this way. Do you know what I mean? That's the point what I meant before. We just need to let ourselves go. Let's break those barriers inside of us, like we have. Just try to break or try to understand, and trust me, it's gonna take you in such a beautiful direction that you never expect.
Exactly. The universe has so many gods, goddess.
Yeah.
The divine has such better plans than our little brains.
Absolutely.
So much more. And we're like, it has to be this way. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the infinite potential, the infinite creativity of the whole world, the universe. It's just lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that answer.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I loved this. This was so fun. I love what you do. I think that this is such an inspiring thing to bring to people. I think it's also, so inviting in a world that feels a bit separated and torn. So to bring people from Greece, I was looking at, your interviews going, oh, they're from here, they're from there, you're in London. Like, what a great way to bring the human collective population to hear from other people that we may not have the opportunity to hear from. I think it's beautiful. Good for you.
Thank you so much. And I don't know if Jordan mentioned to you, but I posted like a little clip of our interview, and someone in Australia made a little comment saying, William, I did the interview yesterday, and this person told me, William, I saw the clip with Jordan, and oh my God, so inspired. So imagine in Australia, he lives in, actually he's in the UK now, but he's Australia. He said, William, I saw the video, this little clip. So imagine, but this Kyle is just I received, you have no idea, so many, people making comments. They send me message and said, Willie, I watched this interview with this person in other part of the world, and they said something like that. Maybe I saw myself in their shoes for some reason. So you have no idea. And I sent a message to Jordan. When I finished the interview, I sent him a message straight away. I said, Jordan, someone from Australia just said that during the interview. So imagine how powerful it is.
Look, I mean, I cry at everything. That's just kind of my body. But my goodness, like I'm so proud of Jordan and who he is and what we have. And I keep telling Jordan, you're not a platform, right? You're not a platform. However, you being who you are is so important, because you have no idea who is silently watching this.
I told him, yes.
And who you are helping every day. You may not even know, but just keep living, because I'm so proud of him. I think that he's amazing.
Can you see my? It's a shame you cannot see my arm. All like got goosebump everywhere right now. It's as I told him during the interview, like talking about our challenges, our truly self, anything. We would have no idea. We never know who is watching. Never know who is going to watch and gonna make their day. You know what I mean? Listen to someone talking so open about their lives. So, and it was an example. This is a little example. When this person in Australia, like live in the UK, told me that, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing to hear. You know what I mean? And it was even the interview was just the teaser video of the interview. So imagine, it's already giving impacts in other people's lives. So that's why it's great. Anyway, send my regards again to him.
I will, and thank you so much for sharing that with me, because I adore him. I think he's the love of my life, and so for you to give that to me, that gift, thank you for that. That was wonderful.
No, the
all
pleasure.
right, I know it's late where you are.
The pleasure is all mine. The pleasure is all mine. I have no idea. My heart just pumped up when I got this message from other people, connect with other people. That's what the Magic Box is about. But before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
For me, the big thing is I like the quote from Gandhi, which is "Be the change you want to see in the world." And I think ultimately we just all want love, joy, happiness, respect, healthy bodies, healthy families, healthy friends, healthy relationships. So be that change. I think that, going back to Jordan before, to attract someone like him, I had to be the man that would be desirable to attract this quality,
absolutely,
this creme de la creme. So, I had some work to do internally to be, dare I say, worthy of such a beautiful relationship.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And we keep in touch, guys. It was a pleasure, okay? Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.